Hello students, welcome to a new chapter that is coordinate geometry of class 10, and this coordinate geometry is chapter 7 from NCERT. Before starting the coordinate geometry topic of standard 10, let us know few concepts of class 9 which we have already done and which we are well acquainted with. Now let us start. I have written the topic concept from class 9. The first point is to locate the position of a point on a plane, we require a pair of coordinates. So, suppose this is a plane. Now, to locate a point on this plane, we require a pair of coordinates. Now, to draw the pair of coordinates, we need x axis and the y axis. Now, over here, we can plot a point, and for which we need a pair of coordinates. So, if we write the pair of coordinates, this is called the x coordinate, this is called the y coordinate. This name is also called abscissa, and this is also called ordinate. This is the x-axis, positive x, this is the negative x, this is the positive y, and this is the negative y. This is the origin. These all things you are knowing. Even then I have noted over here the distance of a point from the y-axis is called its x-coordinate or abscissa. So over here, let me rub and draw. The first point I think you have understood. So if I say over here, this is the Cartesian plane, and suppose a point over here xy, if I name it pxy, and if I draw a perpendicular on the x-axis and the y-axis, then this distance, the distance of a point from the y-axis, this one is y, negative y, this one is x, and this one is negative x. This is positive y. So the distance of a point from the y-axis is called its x-coordinate or abscissa. So this distance is x, and this is the x-coordinate or the abscissa. The distance of a point from the x-axis is called its y-coordinate or the ordinate. Its name is ordinate. So this one is y. Now the coordinates of a point on the x-axis, any coordinate on the x-axis will be of the form x0, and the equation of the x-axis is y equals to 0. Means the coordinate of y or the ordinate on the x-axis is always 0. The coordinates of a point on the y-axis is of the form 0y. So any coordinate on this y-axis anywhere, suppose this one is 1, so its coordinate we will be writing as 0 1, 0 2, and so on. Over here down 0 minus 1, 0 minus 2, and so on. So all coordinates on the y-axis will be written of the form 0y, and the equation of the y-axis is x is equals to 0. So these all concepts we have done in standard 9. So let us start from the known concept to the unknown concept. That is, now let us start the concept of standard 10. So children, standard 10. Now in standard 10, in the coordinate geometry topic, the topics which we have to study is, if I write down or note down, the first topic is distance formula. Distance formula. The second topic is section formula. Section formula. Now, in this distance formula, we will be knowing how to find the distance between the 2 points. Distance between 2 points. Also, we will be knowing how to prove collinearity of 3 or more than 3 points. Collinearity of 3 or more than 3. More than 3 points. More than 3 points. The second topic, that is section formula. Now in section formula, in standard 10, we will be doing only internal section. I mean, suppose a line segment AB is there, and if this line segment AB is divided by another point, suppose a point P, in the ratio suppose m is to n, then this point P is dividing this line segment AB internally, means it is not extending. Now internally, externally, you must be confused now. Why Miss is saying like this, internally and externally? Now suppose I give you a stick and I ask you to break it into the bars 2:3. Obviously you will measure the length and which one is 2x and which one is 3x, you will count, you will measure, and you can break it. But if I say that break the stick in the ratio of -2:3, this will be, means you will think that how could this be possible. Now practically you cannot do it, but over here on this plane, suppose over here this one is AB and this point P I take over here, this point P, and if I take this ratio as M and again this ratio as N, then M is to N is the external division of this line segment AB. Now this portion you don't have to study now, this you will study in class 11. Okay, so in 10 only internal section formula is there. Internal division formula means division of a line segment internally, that only section formula is there in standard 10. But the topic of standard 10 is continued in standard 11 as well. So 10th concept should be means perfect in your mind. So in section formula, that internal division we will be doing, internal section. Now based on the section formula only, means formula of using this formula of section formula, we will be getting midpoint formula, using this we will be getting centroid of a triangle, So the only two topics right now I have written, distance formula and section formula. Now one more topic is there in standard 10 in coordinate geometry, and that topic is area of a triangle. That is a very interesting topic, but children, this time it is deleted from standard 10 maths syllabus. This time in 2021 it is deleted. Now very interesting questions we could have solved from the area of the triangle concept, but since it is deleted, this time I won't be doing. But if you feel that something extra you want to do, you do it, and if you feel any doubt, you definitely will be asking me. So actually talking in coordinate geometry, only two topics are there, that is distance formula and the section formula. So now let us start. So let us start distance formula. Now before starting section formula, children, this you must be knowing from, I think standard 6 or 7 it is taught, that suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 4, this one is -1, -2, -3 and so on. This one is the positive x, this one is the negative x, sometimes we write x dash also. Give an arrow, this is y, this is -y, and this is the origin. Now origin we write by 0, sometimes we name also O, but 0, 1, 2, 3, the numerals 0, -1, -2, -3 and so on, the numerals. Now this one is called x axis, this one is the y axis. Now suppose I have to plot a point, suppose 2, 3, plot 2, 3, 2, 3, then I'll be, for 2 I'll be seeing the x axis, and for 3, 1, 2, 3, and if it is 4, let it be 4. So I'll be seeing 2 over here and 3 over here. I'll draw a line parallel to x axis over here and draw a line perpendicular from here till 2. So this point will be P23. This you are knowing. Now suppose this one is P23. Okay? Now suppose another point Q is there. Let us suppose Q is 4. Q is 4, 5. Let us suppose Q is 4, 5. Let it be here. Q is 4 and 5. Now if I draw a line, that is if I join this line segment PQ, and if anyone asks you what is the distance PQ or distance between P and Q, to find that distance PQ, we have derived one formula, and that formula is called section formula. Now, if over here this length PQ, if I draw a perpendicular over here on the x-axis, over here on this Q, M I have named, suppose I name it N, over here suppose I name it R. Now suppose one perpendicular PM I am drawing on QN, then this distance, if I say, it means say what is the distance over here PR, then you will be saying that PR distance is 3. And if I ask what is this distance, let us name it over here NRS. What is SP? Then you will say 2. This also is 2. What is this distance ON? ON is the x coordinate of the point Q, that is 4 units. Now what is QN? QN is 5 units. Okay, all are in units. Now if I ask you what is the distance PM, so obviously you will say that PM is equals to RN, and RN is equals to ON minus of OR. Now ON is 4 and OR is 2. ON is 4 and OR is 2. Therefore RN equals to 4 minus 2, that is 2. So if this one is 2, this one also is 2 units. Now QM. QM equals to QN minus of MN. Now QN equals to 5 and MN equals to PR, which is equals to over here 3. So this QM equals to QN minus of MN, and QN is 5 units minus of MN. MN is 3 units. So this will be equals to 2 units also. So QM is 2 units and this PM is also 2 units. So in this right angle triangle, we can get the length of PQ using Pythagoras theorem. So now I think you understood, and we have entered the section formula as well. So section formula says that the distance between the 2 points x1 y1 and x2 y2 is under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus of y2 minus y1 whole square. So let us write the statement first. Statement. The distance between 2 points P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2 is given as PQ equals to under root x2 minus of x1 whole square plus of y2 minus of y1 whole square. Now let us do the proof also, and the proof hardly comes in the examination, children. So I cannot say that it never comes, but till now it has not come. So the distance between the 2 points we have to prove it is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square and under root. So let us suppose this point P x1 y1, and let us suppose over here take the point so that it should not be parallel to the x-axis, because if I take a line parallel to the x, I take the line segment PQ parallel to the x-axis, then the x coordinate will be same for both. Over here this one equals to this one, so sorry, y coordinate will be same for both, then we cannot calculate. I mean this y2 minus y1 will be 0 and we will not be getting the formula. So over here x2 y2. Now from P draw a as we did in that example, similarly we will be doing over here. Let us draw a perpendicular over here, all this dotted. Over here let us name it R, S. Okay. So let P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2 be the given points. Draw PR QS perpendicular on this. Properly you draw, children, the x-axis, y-axis and all. QS perpendicular on x-axis and PM, these are perpendicular, and PM perpendicular on QS. Then OR equals to x1 and PR equals to y1. Over here for this coordinate, this one is x1 and this one is y1. Now for the coordinate Q, OS equals to x2 and QS equals to y2. Therefore PM equals to RS equals to OS minus of OR. OS is how much? x2. This one is how much? y2. So OS minus of OR, that is x2 minus of x1. And what we need? QM. So QM equals to QS minus of MS. Now QS is how much? y2, and MS is how much? PR equals to y2 minus of y1. So I can write over here x2 minus of x1 and this one as y2 minus of y1. Now our calculation part. This was all introduction, no? Therefore PQ is equals to, in right angle triangle, let us write, therefore in right angle triangle QMP, PQ square equals to PM square plus of QM square. This implies PQ square equals to x2 minus x1 whole square plus of y2 minus of y1 whole square. Now this implies PQ equals to under root of x2 minus of x1 whole square plus of y2 minus of y1 whole square. Now here the question arises, I should have written over here PQ is equals to plus minus something, because x square equals to something, give x is equals to plus minus 2, plus minus that term. But over here I have written only plus, means I have considered the positive, because distance we can never take as negative. I think you understand. That's why over here only positive sign consider. Therefore the distance between the 2 points P and Q is given as PQ equals to under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Now over here children, I miss one note you can keep in mind, that if I write over here x1 minus x2 and over here y1 minus y2, then also whether I write x2 minus x1 or x1 minus x2, whole square will be giving the same value. So we can write the distance formula as under root of difference of the x coordinate whole square plus difference of the y coordinate whole square. But take care, if you are writing x1 minus of x2, here also you will be writing y1 minus of y2. That is, the order should not be changed. So better, the best option is the formula which we have derived, that only you write, that is the distance between the 2 points x1 y1 and x2 y2 is given as under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square units. And that's it. This is the derivation of the distance between the 2 points, 2 given points. Now in this children, one thing you can note, the distance of a point P xy from origin. So if I consider over here that distance of this point P xy from origin, this distance if I want, so obviously this one is x, this one is y, so this distance will be under root x square plus y square. So but this formula I am deriving from this distance formula as origin is x minus of 0 whole square plus of y minus of 0 whole square and its under root. So this will be equals to under root x square plus of y square units. So keep in mind the distance of a point pxy from origin is given as under root of x square plus y square, and the distance between the 2 points, the formula we have derived. Now the first section or the first exercise of NCERT deals on the basis of this distance formula only. Sorry, here I have written section formula, no? Here I will be writing distance formula. Very sorry. Distance formula. Very sorry. So the distance between the 2 points, the formula we have derived, from the origin we have derived. Now the sums based on this we will be doing. So the type of the sums which comes, type of sums which comes is number 1, direct use of the formula, direct use of formula, which will come under 1 mark. Number 2, to prove collinearity of given points. Now children, suppose over here, for example, you have to prove A some point, B some point and C some point to be collinear, and if I prove over here that AB plus of BC is equals to AC, so obviously A, B and C are in the straight line. You can also get over here as AC plus of CA is equals to, sorry, AC plus of CB is equal. Now in this you should see that which one is common. So AC plus CB is equals to AB. AB BC, then CA BC, then AB BC. One more pair you can get. Whatever the sum of the two, if you are getting the third one, obviously those 3 points are collinear. Like the sum you will be getting in the distance formula. Now one more type is there. Yes, you have to prove that the given figure is a quadrilateral or not, rectangle or not, square or not, or sometimes it is given, prove that the given figure is a parallelogram but not a rectangle, rectangle but not a parallelogram, square but not a rectangle, and so on. So for those type of the sums, so first type is direct use, second type is collinearity, and third type is to prove that the given figure is a rectangle, square, isosceles triangle and so on. So for dealing those type of the sums, you should be knowing the property of the square, rectangle, parallelogram, rhombus, means the plane figures, the properties you should be knowing. But the properties not in terms of the angles, properties in terms of the sides of the those plane figures. So once if you want to write, you can write. Let me make you write. The third is type of the sum is to prove the given figure is a defined plane figure or not. Okay. Now before starting, once you write that how to detect that the figure is properties of various types of quadrilaterals. So if I write over here properties of various types of quadrilaterals, properties of various types of quadrilaterals. Number 1, a rectangle means if a quadrilateral is a rectangle if its opposite sides are equal and also the diagonals are equal. So properties of a quadrilateral is a rectangle if its opposite sides as well as diagonals are equal. Number 2, a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if its opposite sides are equal but diagonals are unequal. Also, the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other, and based on this property we get two mark sum also. Now number 3, a square if all its sides are equal. A square if all its sides are equal. All its sides are equal and its diagonals are also equal. Diagonals are also equal. Now in number 4, or if I have to prove that it is a rhombus but not a square, then we will prove that its sides are equal. Means in a rhombus and it's a square, all sides are equal but the diagonals are unequal. So if the diagonals are unequal, that square will be quadrilateral will be a rhombus but not a square. So a rhombus but not a square if all its sides are equal and the diagonals are unequal. So these all properties, children, you have done in the junior classes, so you should keep in your mind the properties of all types of the rectangles and hence proceed on. Rectangle. So let us proceed on with the exercise sums. Now let us start the topic, the sums based on distance formula, that is exercise 7.1 of NCERT. Exercise 7.1 NCERT. So question number 1 is saying that find the distance between the following pair of points. Now 3 subparts are there. I will be doing any one and the rest 2 you will be attempting by your own. So I am doing subpart number suppose 2. The points are given as -5, 7 and -1, 3. So let the solution you will start with. Let the given points be A -5, 7 and B -1, 3. So here x1 equals to -5, y1 equals to 7, x2 is equals to -1 and y2 is equals to 3. Therefore AB equals to under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus of y2 minus of y1 whole square equals to, we will put the values. X2 value is -1 minus of -5 plus of y2 value is 3 minus of 7 whole square. This will be equals to -1 plus 5 whole square plus of -4 whole square. This will be equals to 4 square plus of 16 equals to under root of 32. Now under root of 32 we can write as 4 root 2. 4 root 2 units. Now let us move to question number 2. So it was a very easy question. Now let us move to question number 2. Question number 2. Let me first see. Question number 2 says that find the distance between the points. 2 points are given. Now can you find the distance between the two towns A and B discussed in section 7.2? So 7.2. So over here in 7.2, example of two towns are there, town A, town B, and this town B is located 36 km east and 15 km north of the town A, and we have to find the distance between the town A and B. Here it has calculated directly using the this Pythagoras theorem. We can find it using this distance formula if we know the coordinates of the point B and its perpendicular. If I suppose it is P, then B. Nothing worry, directly we can do over here question number 2. So question number 2 is saying find the distance between the points 0, 0 and 36, 15. So I am directly starting the solution. Solution. Let the given points be A 0, 0 and B 36, 15. Then distance between A and B is AB equals to, here I am directly writing, not writing in terms of x1, x2. So x2 minus x1 whole square, x2 minus of x1 whole square. If I take it, this one as x1 y1 and this one as x2 y2. So x2 minus x1 whole square plus of y2 minus of y1 whole square. So this will be equals to 36 square plus of 15 square. Now this will be equals to 225 and 36 square is 1296 and 1296 plus 225 will be how much, children? 1521. And is 1521 the square of any number? 1521 6 over here 6. I think it will go 9 times. Yes, so it will go 9 times. So this is equals to 39. Now over here any unit is not given, so I'll be directly writing units. Now question number, second part of this question, can you find the distance between the two towns A and B? Same answer, the distance between the two towns is 39 units. Or if it is given in kilometer or meter, let me see. It is in kilometer, so the distance between the two towns is 39 kilometers. Question number 3. Question number 3 says that determine if the points this, this and this are collinear or not. Now children, about collinearity we have discussed, but even then write the formula definition over here. I am writing the definition first. Collinearity of 3 points. Three points are 3 or more than 3 points also can be said in the definition. Here since 3 points are given, I am concerned about 3 points only. So 3 points are said to be collinear if they lie in the same straight line. NOT note. In order to prove that the 3 points are collinear we show that the sum of any two line segments, the sum of lengths, we can say the sum of lengths of any two line segments is equal to the third one. So to prove that the 3 points are collinear, suppose 3 points are over here. If I name it A, B and C. So if I have to prove that ABC is collinear, I will be proving AB plus of BC is equals to AC. Or suppose over here the points are like this, so I will be proving AC plus of BC equals to AB. Or suppose over here I will be proving AC plus of AB equals to BC. So like this we can prove that is the length of the sum of the any two is equals to the third one. So let us do the sum that is given in question number 3. Let solution. Let the 3 given points be A 1 5, B 2 3 and C minus 2 minus 11. Now AB equals to under root x2 minus x1 plus of y2 minus of y1 whole square equals to 1 square plus minus 2 square equals to 1 plus of 4 equals to under root 5. Now BC equals to under root x2 minus of x1, that is minus 2 whole square plus of minus 11 minus 3 square equals to under root minus of 4 square plus of minus of 14 square equals to under root of 16 plus of 14 square is 196. Let us check it also. (196). So 196 plus 16 will be 212. Under root 212. Now let us take out the pair. This will be equals to 2 root 53. So AB, BC, then CA. CA equals to CA equals to 1 minus of 2 whole square plus of 5 plus of 11 whole square. So this will be equals to 1 plus of 2 square plus of 16 square. So this equals to 3 square plus of 16 square. So this will be equals to 9 plus of 16 square. I think it is 256. Yes. So 256 plus of 9 265. equals to 265 under root. Now 265 is equals to, it's simply same thing, but I am splitting it into 5 into 53. So over here the points are not coming, that is AB plus BC is not coming to be equals to CA. So the given points are not collinear. Let me once see the answer. 7.1 question number 3. 7.1 question number 3. Yes, the points are not collinear. Now since the sum of any two line segments, the sum of the lengths of any two line segments is not equals to the third one, therefore points are not collinear. So over here AB, BC, CA, you find the length and just check it that their sum will not be equal, the sum of any two is not equal to the third one, therefore the given points are not collinear. If it is, I mean the sum of the lengths of the any two is equal to the third one, then obviously you can write that the points are collinear. Now question number 4. Question number 4 is saying, check whether the given points are the vertices of an isosceles triangle or not. So I am starting with the solution only. Let the given points be A 5 minus 2, B 6 4 and C 7 minus 2. Now clearly, in place of clearly, it's better to write now. Now AB equals to under root x2 minus of x1 whole square plus of y2 minus of y1 whole square equals to 1 plus 36 equals to under root of 37. BC is equals to under root of x2 minus of x1 whole square plus of y2 minus of y1 whole square. Take care, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 equals to under root of 1 plus of this one, same 36 equals to under root of 37 units, and CA is equals to, so obviously two sides are equal, so we can say that the triangle is isosceles. Now even then I am finding CA. Now CA is equals to x2 minus x1, so 5 minus of 7 whole square plus of y2 minus of y1 whole square. So this will be equals to minus 2 square, that is 4, and over here 0. So this is equals to 2 units. Now clearly AB equals to BC, therefore equals to under root 37 units. Therefore triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. Children, this I have written over here isosceles triangle, but if it comes in the examination, once check that the sum of the two should be greater than the third one. Means over here under root 37. Under root 37 will come as how much? Sorry, sum of the two sides is less than the third side. So over here under root 37 is 6 point something, let us take. So if I add over here 2 plus 6 point something is greater than this plus this. So it is satisfying the triangle inequality property. So take care, sum of the two sides is always greater than the third side is the triangle inequality property. So this should be kept in mind. And now suppose over here triangle inequality property was not satisfied, so you will not write this statement also. You will simply write the given side, the given points does not form the side of a triangle only. But in this question, you will write the same thing. Now let us do question number 5. Now question number 5 says that question number 5 says that 4 friends are seated at the position A, B, C and D. A, B, C and D. So let us write the positions A, B, C, D. They are sitting like this. The coordinates of A is 3, 4. Coordinate of B is 6, 7. Coordinate of C is 9 and 4. 9 and 4. And coordinate of D is 6 and 1. Now, in a classroom, 4 friends are sitting like this. Now, Champa and Chameli walks into the class, and after observing for a few minutes, Champa asks Chameli, "Don't you think ABCD is a square?" Chameli disagrees. Using distance formula, find which of them is correct. Means we have to check whether Champa is correct or Chameli is correct. Champa is saying that it is a square. Chameli is saying it is not a square. Now for a quadrilateral to be a square, all sides are equal as well as the diagonals are equal. So we have to check all the sides and plus the diagonals. So I am starting the solution directly. The coordinates of the position of 4 friends are A 3 4, B 6 7, C 9 4 and D 6 1. Now AB equals to under root of 6 minus of 3 whole square plus of 7 minus of 4 whole square equals to under root of 3 square is 9 and 3 square is 9. So this will be equals to 18, and 18 is under root of 18. Let me write under root of 18, because if we want to split, we can split over here. 3 root 2 I can write over here, but right now I am not writing. Let me see the other values, then I will be writing the BC. Now BC will be equals to 9 minus of 6 square plus of 4 minus of 7 square. So this will be equals to again under root 18. AB, BC, CD. CD is equals to 6 minus of 9 square plus of 1 minus of 4 square. This is again, you can see it is under root 18. AB, BC, CD, DA. Now DA equals to 3 minus of 6 square plus of 4 minus of 1 square. 3 and 3 again equals to under root 18. Now AC. AC is equals to under root of 9 minus of 3 square plus of 4 minus of 4 square equals to 9 minus 3, that is 6. 6 square is 36 and 36 under root is 6. And BD. BD is equals to under root of 6 minus of 6 square plus of 1 minus of 7 square. So this is again equals to 6. Therefore we observe that AB equals to BC equals to CD equals to DA, and equals to the value also you can write equals to 18 units. Also AC equals to BD equals to 6 units. Therefore all sides are equal as well as the diagonals are equal. Therefore ABCD is a square, and therefore we can write at last Champa is correct, and hence this is the answer. So it's simple calculation which you can do easily. Let us move to question number 6. Now let us move to question number 6. Question number 6 says that name the quadrilateral formed, if any, and give reasons. 4 points are given. We have to first check that the 4 points are forming the vertices of a quadrilateral or not, because this 2 words if any means that maybe the quadrilateral is not possible as well, and if the quadrilateral is possible, is forming, then we have to give reasons that why this quadrilateral is some particular quadrilateral, that is it is a square, it is a rectangle, it is a parallelogram, why it is so. That explanation also we have to give. So let us start the solution. Let the given points be A 4 5, B 7 6, C 4 3, and D 1 2. Now AB equals to, take care about the order. I mean, if you are taking x1 minus x2, take y1 minus y2. If you are taking x2 minus x1, take y2 minus y1. So AB equals to under root of x2 minus of x1 whole square plus of y2 minus of y1 whole square. So this will be 7 minus 4 is 3, 3 square is 9, and 6 minus 5 is 1. So this will be equals to under root of 10. Then BC. BC is equals to 4 minus of 7 square plus of 3 minus of 6 square. So this will be equals to 4 minus 7 is minus 3 square is 9, 3 minus 6 is minus 3, so minus 3 square is 9, so this will be equals to 3 root 2. AB BC. Then CD. CD equals to 1 minus of 4 square plus 2 minus of 3 square. So this will be equals to minus of 3 square, that is 9, and plus 1, that is under root 10. AB, BC, CD, and then DA. DA equals to 4 minus of 1 square plus 5, 4 minus 1 square plus 5 minus 2 square. So this will be equals to 3 square, that is 9, and over here 5 minus 2 is 3, 3 square, that is 9, that is 3 root 2. Now we can see that over here AB and CD, these two lengths are equal, and BC and DA are equal. We will write this also here. Opposite sides, if we form the quadrilateral A, B, C, D, then this side equals to this side equals to this side. Here opposite sides AB is equals to CD, AB equals to CD, and BC equals to D. Now let us find the diagonals also. Now AC equals to under root 4 minus of 4 square plus of 3 minus of 5 square. So this will be equals to 0 plus 3 minus 5 is minus 2 square is 4, and under root 4 is 2. And AC and BD. Let us find BD. BD equals to BD equals to 1 minus of 7 square plus of 2 minus of 6 square. So this will be equals to 6 square, that is 36, minus of 6 square, that is 36, and 2 minus of 6 is minus 4, minus 4 square is 16. So this will be under root 52. So obviously, clearly, AC is not equals to BD. Therefore, ABCD is a quadrilateral in which opposite sides are equal but the diagonals are unequal. Therefore, ABCD is a parallelogram. The last statement we can write over here. Therefore, ABCD is a quadrilateral in which all sides are equal but diagonals are unequal. Therefore ABCD is a parallelogram. I don't have a space, you write by your own. Now let us move to the one more subpart. Let me do number 2. Subpart number 2, let us do. Here the 4 points are given as minus 3, 5, 3, 1, 0, 3 and minus 1, minus 4. So let us first name the points. Let the given points be A minus 3, 5, B 3, 1, C 0, 3 and D minus 4, minus 1, minus 4. In right side or rough part, you can draw the figure as well so that it will be easy to recognize. A is minus 3, 5, B is 3, 1, C is 0, 3 and D is minus 1, minus 4. Now, if the quadrilateral is possible, you can draw the figure properly in that format. But if the quadrilateral is not possible, you rub this figure or let the figure be in rough part. So the given points are this one. Let us find AB, BC, CD and DA first. Now, AB equals to under root 3 plus of 3 square plus 1 minus of 5 square equals to 3 plus 3 is 6 and 6 square is 36. 1 minus 5 is minus 4. Minus 4 square is 16 and this will be equals to 2 and 4 under root 52. BC is equals to under root of 0 minus of 3 square plus of 3 minus of 1 square. So this will be equals to minus 3 square is 9 and 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 square is 4 and this is under root of 13. AB, BC, then CD. CD is equals to minus 1 minus 0 square plus of minus 4 minus of 3 square. This will be equals to minus 1 square is 1 and 7 square is 49. So this will be equals to under root of 50. AB, BC, CD, then DA. DA is equals to minus 3 plus of 1 square plus of 5 plus of 4 square under root. So this will be equals to minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2 square is 4 and 5 and 4 is 9. 9 square is 81. So this will be equals to under root of 85. So we can say over here that AB, BC, CD and DA. Also let us find AC. AC equals to under root of 0 plus of 3 square plus of 3 minus of 5 square. So this is equals to 9 plus of 3 minus 5 is 2 minus 2 square is 4. So this equals to under root of 30. AB, BC, AC and let us find now this one BD, the other diagonal. BD equals to minus 1 minus of 3 square plus of minus 4 minus of 1 square. So this will be equals to minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4 square is 16, and minus 1 minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5 square is 25. So this will be equals to 41. 6 and 5 6 and 5 is 11, carry 1, 3 and 4, yes, under root 41. Now here we see that none of the properties are coming. Even then, let us find whether this quadrilateral is possible or not. We can see over here that AC length is coming to be how much? AC length is coming to be under root 13. AB length is coming to be under root 52. BC length is coming to be under root 13. So over here we can say that under root 13 plus under root 52 is how much? Yes, we got the one property which is not being satisfied. So under root 52 we can write as 2 root 13. So here in triangle ABC, AB equals to 2 root 13, BC is equals to root 13 and CA equals to root 13. Therefore, AB equals to BC plus of CA, which contradicts the triangle inequality property. Therefore, A, B, C, D is not a quadrilateral. So I think now you miss both the types of the questions we have dealt in question number 6. That is, if the quadrilateral is possible, and in the other case the quadrilateral is not possible as well. So let us move to question number 7 now.